This is the Sage Barista Express, and this is the Sage Bambino Plus. I've had this Barista Express for over 5 years and it's served me really well. I absolutely love the machine, but I have decided to swap it out for this Bambino Plus. If you're in the same position of trying to decide between these two machines, let me explain exactly why I've made the switch, and then we can decide whether that's right for you. Who is this video aimed at? If you're already a coffee connoisseur and expert, and you already know what you're doing in terms of machines and grinders and that sort of thing, this probably isn't the video for you. If, however, you are dipping your toe into the world of specialty coffee, you've watched a few James Hoffmann videos, and you're thinking, I want to give that a try, this might be up your street, because these machines are relatively affordable, but give you really good results. So let's clear something up straight away, by the way. This is by a company called Sage, which is known as Breville in the rest of the world. I'm going to continue calling it Sage because that's what I'm used to. So what is the Barista Express? What exactly do you get? And I did a lot of research before buying it, and it was definitely the right machine for me at the time. Barista Express has a burr grinder. That means it's a little chunky cog that grinds things rather than blades that cheaper machines will use that can dull very quickly over time. It's got about 16 grind settings, and there is a further geeky way to change the setting by undoing it all. The instructions are in the manual how to do it, but it's not something you do all the time. It heats up relatively quickly, about 30 seconds to get to temperature, and then you're able to pour down below. You've then got a steam wand that you will control yourselves. You will probably spend a lot of time what they call dialing in the beans. When you get some beans, you're going to figure out exactly how fine they should be, exactly how much you should put in the portafilter, that is the little handle thing, and how much tamping pressure you should have. If that sounds interesting to you, espresso is the way to go. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, machines like this, these sort of semi-manual machines, you're not going to enjoy, because there's a lot of fiddling about, and in the early days a lot of wasted coffee that you won't enjoy. I've used this to do at least 2 drinks a day for about 5 years, and I've been super happy with it. My morning cappuccino is, if I say so myself, superb, but it's taken me several goes to get there, and it comes out very predictably and consistently. You might be asking, so why have you switched to this tiny little bad boy over here? Well, this is an excellent machine for espresso based drinks that you are grinding yourself. When you get into the nerdery of coffee, you'll soon realise that it's far better to have coffee with a roasting date on it. Therefore you know how fresh it is and how soon you should be using it. When you talk around coffee circles, people will say you should spend all the money on the grinder. And that's the crux of why I'm retiring the Barista Express. And it's all to do with my personal tastes and workflow. In the morning, I start my day with a cappuccino. Like clockwork. I get up, it's the first thing I do. However, as the day wears on, I want a different type of coffee. I quite like a cafetiere. I like an AeroPress. I like a V60. The grinder for the Barista Express is designed for espresso grind. The very coarsest it can grind is still a very powdery substance and not ideal for making those longer steeping drinks. If you're new to the world of being nuts about coffee, you might not understand that, but trust me, you need the grind size right for the type of method you're doing. Espresso requires generally a very fine powdery coffee. Meanwhile, over at the cafetiere, French press if you prefer method, you want a coarse rubbly texture, which provides enough material for the water to steep in and get the most out of it. Now, being a fanboy of Sage, Breville, I decided to continue in their range. I'm perfectly happy with this side of the machine, the actual coffee making, milk steaming part. No complaints, 10 out of 10. But it's just this grinder part. So really, what I'd be happy with doing is buying a separate grinder and then retaining the rest of the machine. But then I've got this massive device on my counter and a further grinder as well. Both machines are excellent at temperature control. You'll find loads of articles and videos online talking about solenoids and P11Ds. Most of us normal people don't care about this sort of thing. Does it make hot coffee? Yes. Does it make it the temperature you want? Yes. And it this heats up quickly, but the Bambino Plus heats up incredibly quickly compared to what I'm used to. In a matter of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and it's ready to pull a shot. The advantage the Bambino Plus has is automatic milk steaming. With just 3 buttons on the front, single shot, double shot, and operate the milk wand. You press the temperature button to set what temperature you'd like the milk at, and the froth button to set how much froth you would like in your milk, depending on whether you're going more for the latte end or the cappuccino end. And that really is personal taste. And after a few attempts, I've found the setting that works for me. Lowest temperature, highest froth. And that emulates this pretty well. You can still do manual milk steaming on the Bambino wand if you wish. With this one, I press a button, stick the wand in, and I walk away. It's all done for me. When I come back, 30 or so seconds later, the milk is done. So obviously, only doing these 2 jobs, it's a much smaller, more compact machine. Well, what about grind, you're asking? Well, I've decided to go with the Dose Control Pro, another Sage product that I bought as a special deal with these 2 together that were actually cheaper than another Barista Express. I'm not going to talk too much about the grinder today. I'm going to save that for another video and come back to it another day. I'm just comparing these 2 for brewing coffee and steaming milk. Here are some things I really like about the Bambino Plus. The form factor is incredibly appealing. The fact that it takes up less counter space and looks pretty smart, I think is really great. The compactness is very appealing. Very large water tank for its size. In fact, very nearly the same capacity as the Barista Express. It says 1.9 litres. I also really like, it's a small thing, but I really like these bonus instructions written on the back of the water tank reminding you how to descale. I don't know how many times I've descaled and cleaned the Barista Express, but I keep the manual around and I have to look at the page each time to remind myself the certain button presses. So I like that it steams the milk for me. It's not quite as good as the way I like to do it, but it's about 90% of the way there, which means it's good enough for me to pop the milk in, walk away and do something else, come back and it's done. It also is a doddle to clean and it purges itself. It squirts out additional liquid at the end to make sure there's no milk gunking up the inside of the wand. What don't I like about the Bambino Plus? Well, a couple of weird things, I guess. It is relatively cheap feeling. It's premium enough, but it's incredibly light. With only one finger, I can push everything around. And to insert or remove the portafilter, I definitely need a second hand to steady the device while I lock it in or unlock it. I've been used to the Barista Express having enough weight where you can do it one-handed. I'm also not a huge fan about to turn it off. You need to hold down these 2 buttons. I mean, they couldn't just put an on-off switch on there. It's a little bit annoying, and I've occasionally spat out another shot rather than actually turn the machine off. There's no place really to put anything. I've been so used to the tamp being magically connected over here on the Barista Express. I don't really know what to do with it here, so it just sort of lives on top, which is a bit untidy. I'd also say the tray underneath doesn't have a great deal of capacity. It probably means that after every drink you're going to be emptying it out and rinsing it through, particularly as the steam wand is ejecting a load of dirty, milky water into the base. You don't want that hanging around, particularly on a warm day. I wish the top wasn't so stainless steel. It's not actually stainless steel. I'm not quite sure what it is. Aluminium? It certainly marks very easily in just a few weeks of use. There's also the reality of I've gone from a single power cord to 2. I had to buy a special plug adapter on my wall so that it fit everything I needed to do over there without constantly swapping plugs in and out. Not the biggest thing in the world, but it's a little concern. So who exactly should buy the Bambino Plus? If you wish to just pick up coffee from your supermarket, ground, stick it straight in the machine and go, you can absolutely do that. It's just the same to clean, and it's just the same to work with. On the Barista Express, you've got manual steaming as the only option. Obviously that is a skill you have to learn. With the Bambino, you can just plop it in the milk and press a button. That's up to you whether you want to learn how to steam milk or not. So the Barista Express, really good at giving you espresso-based drinks, but I needed that further control to go beyond espresso, but I liked how Sage do things. So that's why I've gone for the Bambino Plus, which creates coffee just as good as this one, but by having a separate grinder, gives me far more options for the types of drink I want to create. I've got links for both of these machines down below so you can check them out for yourselves. For me, splitting up the grinding and the actual brewing of the coffee has given me more control and more ability to do the things I want. That might not be for you, but certainly I've enjoyed switching to the Bambino Plus. I hope that review's been useful for you. If you have any specific comments about the Barista Express or the Bambino Plus, pop them down below and I will check them out and see if I can help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.